Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about quite a bit of things, from inflation to XRP to even how crypto in general is going to pretty much skyrocket, as I do suspect, especially with what is happening right now in the US. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. You guys have no idea how much it actually does help the channel. So if you guys could please leave a like, I will greatly appreciate it. So with that being said, let's just jump in. So, obviously crypto is very volatile as an asset class, but I also suspect that it is probably going to be one of the best hedges against inflation for the retail individual. And the reason why is because even if we go back to March of 2020, due to the COVID crash on the stock market, we did see retail buying up crypto at very high numbers. It was actually the highest, and we actually just recently hit that high point again, because we obviously see retail trying to run to other, hedges against inflation. Inflation right now is at, some very high numbers. I mean, the 40-year high we just hit just recently. So, in terms of inflation, I do believe that it's going to get worse and worse, and I do believe that retail individuals are going to run to an asset class to throw their money into. Why is crypto the best, opportunity for a lot of individuals to escape inflation? Well, first off, it's not the idea of, hey, is Bitcoin and Ethereum a good hedge against inflation? Absolutely not. In my mind, DeFi is in general. APY earning on your investment is the best way to escape inflation. And even, Coinbase has USDC, I think it's like 5% APY on your investment. So, this is why DeFi is going to be very successful, because it is a perfect hedge against inflation, earning, 5 to 10 to even 20+% on some of your staking opportunities. That is life-changing. So, for me personally, I think that that is going to be, why crypto gets a ton of cash flow very soon, especially with things like this, right? So first off, this article just got posted yesterday. It got updated today, but Ray Dalio warns Fed's hands are tied and higher U.S. inflation is sticking around. Democracy maybe not. Founder of the world's largest hedge fund tells investors to avoid holding cash and keep an all-weather portfolio. Okay, and when we come down here, there's the three things that are happening now that he did study. And of course, that's the zero interest rates with the creation of a lot of debt and a lot of money printing to finance that debt. Now, this is what we've seen during the 2008 financial crisis as well. And, it's the same thing that's happening currently. We even see the internal conflict between the left and the right. So obviously, rich and poor and stuff like that. It's driving a lot of anti-capitalist swing under the way that will affect the U.S. tax policy, which we are seeing right now. Just so that you guys know, for anybody who is living in the U.S., the IRS announced a new tax bracket for pretty much everyone because of inflation adjustments. I just think it's funny that they are trying to tax us due to their overspending, and we just seen, a $2.5 trillion adjustment to the debt ceiling, of course, to keep the government open, because they just continue to print and print and print. So this is obviously, bleeding into our pockets as well. It's bleeding into everybody's pockets. Those lower income families are obviously seeing a lot worse than, mid to high tier families. But of course, taxes are coming, and that's where I think a lot of people are going to be hurt. So, I think that when we're talking about a Great Depression, I think that this is going to be a lot worse than the Great Depression. I think that this is going to be 10 times worse than the 2008, crisis. The spending has been astronomical lately. And of course, all while this is happening, we do see here, DeFi is one of the shadiest parts of the crypto world. Senator Warren said this today. Not banks, not Wall Street, not our 7% inflation. It's DeFi that's the problem. This is sad. Where have we gone wrong? Now, in my mind, they're targeting DeFi not because of crypto in general, but DeFi because of the APY. I don't think that they want individuals earning 20+% yield on their staking opportunities. Even Casper, as you guys know, I talk about Casper a lot on this channel. You could earn like 10+% on your staking opportunities on that. XRP, you can't stake XRP, but you could also earn a ton of residual income, or passive income sort of opportunities through XRP. Like, for example, Songbird. You could delegate your Songbird and earn a percentage yield on that. Even Flare, with Flares, it's going to be life-changing for a lot of those individuals that are holding XRP. That's why DeFi is being the #1 target right now for a lot of these higher ups. And in my mind, it's only going to get worse. So, when we're talking about this, so yesterday we did see, or I should say 2 days ago, we seen Senator Warren, or Elizabeth Warren, pretty much, post this: stablecoins pose risk to consumers and our economy. Sorry, they're propping up one of the shadiest parts of the crypto world, DeFi, where consumers are least protected from getting scammed. Our regulators need to get serious about clamping down before it's too late. And of course, we do see here bad take. Now, like I said, with a lot of what's happening, the DeFi scene is giving everybody these massive opportunities to earn a ton of money with their hard-earned money. The government does not give us that. Okay, what are we going to do with our hard-earned money? What, are we going to throw it in a savings account and earn, a fraction of a percent, or maybe just 1% at the high point? This is a problem. There's not a lot of opportunities to have our money working for us. It's we working for our money sort of aspect. It's terrible. And of course, we do see here, inflation 6.8% as of November 2021. Run on banks. Can they actually guarantee to give you your dollars? By what are bank deposits backed? So yes, Tether might have some work to do, but generally banks are not much different in the aspects you pointed out to be bad. And of course, we do see here, in crisis and inflation times, also your, USD is not worth what it was before and can crash hard due to many factors. What if people lose confidence in the US dollar due to inflation and other factors? But I guess you can find bad in everything if you just try hard enough. And of course, in terms of crypto, right? We've talked about crypto entirely due to, the XRP lawsuit, XRP being one of the main focus points, especially during this entire lawsuit, as we do know. But of course, they tried to target stablecoins, and they brought up Tether as well. In my mind, yeah, sure, Tether has problems. There's always going to be bad actors, no matter what. There's always going to be individuals that break the laws, break the regulations, if you will. And in terms of this, right? These individuals are just trying to protect the banks, because without the banks, they have no job. They have nothing to regulate. Crypto is decentralized finance. This is the future of what we want. This is pretty much giving control to the individuals, giving people opportunities to have their money work for them instead of the other way around. I cannot tell you how many times somebody says, well, I want my money to essentially work for me, but I just have no way to do so. What are you going to do? Invest in, a company that's on the stock market, and maybe you'll earn a couple $100 in, a year, 2, 3 years. Crypto is giving people life-changing opportunities, and this is exactly why I hate the idea of governments trying to put their hands in it, because this is a space where, a normie individual, that's somebody who doesn't really know much about crypto, can learn about it and change their life for the good. In the US, in many of these areas of the world as well, it's very hard to get ahead, and crypto allows that. Now, of course, we also see here a cyber attack that were, to take down a major financial institution or financial market utility would be a significant financial risk that we haven't faced yet. 7 days ago, there was a 10-country simulation of a major cyber attack on the global financial system. Now, when we talk about this, of course, we go back a few days ago, and we do see here thousands of Canadian websites offline over cybersecurity threat amid warnings from Ottawa of a global online security issue. Remember, global cyber attack, internet down, collapse of the financial system. Everything is so near. Now, we talk about XRP a lot, and we go back just a few weeks ago, and we did see this update. XRP ledger transactions can now be initiated offline. What is XPOP? Now, I'm not saying that this all leads to one thing, but I'm just saying, if the internet was to get shut off tomorrow, if things were, to go black, which I suspect, all of this, propping up of the overall stock market, pretty much printing all day long, is all leading to a collapse of the old system so that we could usher into a new system. I'm just saying that's my overall take on it. Of course, everybody could have their own viewpoints, but when we're talking about that, what if everything does go, dark? What if everything does get shut down, and then all of a sudden, the only thing that could initiate offline payments for CBDCs, for banks, for financial institutions to, And this is all utilizing still that XRP, time of 3 to 5 second finality, the 2,000 plus transactions per second. And of course, when we're talking about that, it's also the idea of settlement, very, very fast, cheap fees, pretty much everything that XRP offers all over the XRP ledger. This is revolutionary. So I'm not saying that this is all going to lead down the rabbit hole of the same thing, but I'm just saying it kind of all connects. Now, when we also look at this, we do see our Fed officials meet Tuesday and Wednesday for the first time since Chairman Jerome Powell signaled a policy shift last month to tackle inflation. I'm just saying nothing really came from this, but I would not be too surprised if we heard, talks of tapering, if we heard talks of, some sort of thing in regards to counteracting inflation. But of course, their only, real thing to tackle it is let's print more, because that's what we're seeing every single day. Now, we also see here, bull case for crypto in 2022. Current inflation is mostly due to supply shocks. If supply chain is cleared up and inflation decreases, Fed doesn't have to taper. Big tech has run hot, meaning lower expected returns moved forward. Capital looking for yield moves into crypto and DeFi. Now, in my mind, I don't think that inflation is going to decrease anytime soon. I don't think that a lot of this is going to happen. But I will say this. The main thing to look for, and the main thing that I'm watching for, is investors running to crypto to pretty much counteract inflation. We are seeing that even, going over here from newsbitcoin.com, investors take refuge in Bitcoin as inflation rises. Now, this goes back 2 days ago, and of course, inflation rates are skyrocketing. They have been skyrocketing for a fairly long time. And it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen, retail running to crypto. We even go back to December 4th as well. Gold, Bitcoin, or DeFi. How can investors hedge against inflation? In my opinion, holding crypto is still a good, way to counteract inflation since it is deflationary. But DeFi in general, in my opinion, is the best way because you are earning, a ton of yield on your investments. I've always talked about, if you will, like I said, banks, 1% and stuff, in terms of, APY. That is not good. Okay, DeFi is truly life-changing. But also, we take a look at like paper bonds, right? I think it's like paper. It's like I forgot what. It's like where you could only invest like $10,000 per year. That's a pretty good inflation hedge, but it's only one individual can only invest $10,000 per year, and you earn about like 7%. Again, DeFi is counteracting that. They don't want money in DeFi because they're losing money in terms of the banking system. It's pretty much life-changing wealth if you actually think about it, especially if you are investing money into DeFi and earning, 20+% yield. Even 10+% yield is extremely insane. It's massive. So, we do see here decentralized applications. Investors could outpace inflation while resisting the risk of spot position. To do this, they would simply have to find a way to earn interest on their stablecoins that would be above annual inflation rates. The best way to look at it is that crypto gives you the flexibility to take control of your finances in a variety of methods instead of being at the mercy of the federal government. And this is exactly what it is, right? Taking power away from the government. They don't want to see that. They don't want that. They want control of your money. Why? Because they want to spend it. They want to print it. They want to spend it on nothing that is useful. In my opinion, a lot of the taxes that we pay go to pretty much nothing. And we never really see it go to work, like things, like for an example, right? We pay these taxes and it never goes to work for us. Like we never see it actually working at all. We see it go in, and nothing really comes from it. Now, we do see here investors who are trying to decide whether they should go into Bitcoin or gold as an inflation hedge need to ask themselves if they want utility and freedom with their hedge or a legacy asset. Honestly, in my opinion, I would not be investing in Bitcoin or gold, to be completely honest with you guys. Now, again, when I'm talking more so about Bitcoin, You know, I like to put my money into DeFi protocols that first off will earn me percentage yield, but also I do invest in stuff like XRP that's going to give me airdrops, that's going to give me, you know, those same opportunities that I'm looking for in DeFi. Songbird delegating is earning me a percentage yield. You know, Flare, once Flare does launch, I'm going to be able to mint my F assets and pretty much earn yield on those as well. That is life-changing. Any sort of thing that is going to give you percentages in terms of your money that's over 7+%, that is incredible. Okay, so in my opinion, yes, inflation is here. Yes, it's going to continue to rise. Yes, I do believe that the retail individual is going to look for some sort of market or asset class to hedge against inflation. That is exactly why I do think that crypto is really going to skyrocket very soon, because I don't see inflation slowing down anytime soon. And when we look back on March of 2020, here we have the crash, right? We went down to about like $3,000. This shows about $5,200 for Bitcoin. But we do see what exactly happened after, right? A lot of individuals were putting their money in crypto. They seen what crypto is really becoming. And boom, we get a massive skyrocketing event. That is going to happen yet again. I suspect the same thing is probably going to happen very soon. You know, once real inflation numbers come out, individuals are going to run scared with their US dollars to some sort of hedge against inflation. We've seen it happen before. We'll see it happen again. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.